Hi everybody, it's Sunday. Sorry it's not the best lighting in here, but it's starting to snow and I just wanted to say this really quick. So earlier today I was talking with a friend of mine who has dabbled a little bit in keto eating but hasn't really switched totally over. And one of the things that stood out to me was that she said, well, I know that sometimes keto eating can be slower and I know that the diet that I've tried before is going to work. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to lose some initial weight with this other diet, and then I'm going to switch over to keto. She goes, the other diet will work, but I'll be tired and excuse me. So after listening to this and loving her to death, and she knows this, the biggest thing that stuck out for me is even if she ate the same amount of calories, provided it's not super, super low, but even if she ate, let's say, 16 to 1800 calories on this diet, and she ate one day she had keto calories, meaning everything she ate was keto based and she stayed within those calorie allotments, and then the other day she would eat whatever foods she thought would be good for her diet, and I guarantee you she's going to be happier on the keto diet. Let's just face it, if 75% of your calories are coming from fat, you're not going to be hungry and you're going to feel good. It doesn't mean that it's perfect every single day, but in general, I don't have to rely on my willpower to get me through this. And that's always what I hear from her, about dieting. And believe me, it's not anything against her. I was in the exact same place. I wanted to wait to come off fast and I wanted it to happen right away. And it wasn't until I decided, you know what, every time I've lost weight quickly, it comes right back. And the reason it comes right back is because I cannot sustain it. Keto is sustainable. Keto is something I can do. And trust me, you can lose weight quickly on keto. I'm not guaranteeing that. I don't know your system. I don't know how exactly you are going to do everything and if you're staying completely on track and keeping your carbs where they should be. But honestly, just because keto tends to be a slower process in weight loss does not mean it's slow. I know plenty of people who do keto that have lost 20 pounds in 1 month. That's not me, and that's okay. I'm not looking for the quick fix by any stretch, but I just want to point out that if you're consuming X amount of calories and inside those calories you're doing 205 grams of carbohydrates versus 205 grams of fat, trust me, your day is going to look very different. And I can tell you from experience, when I had high carbohydrates, and granted they were never that high, but if I had high carbohydrates in my food, I'll use my macros for an example. Right now I eat roughly 185 grams of fat a day. When that was reversed and I was eating 185 carbs a day, I was hungry every 2 to 3 hours. I was cranky. I got hangry. And I was constantly craving food. And I was obsessed with MyFitnessPal and putting in my numbers. And I am not like that on keto. I just feel better and I don't have to think about it that way. Now, granted, when I switched over to keto, I did have to track my food. I did need to know what it looked like to eat 185 grams of fat a day, and I had to be consistent. So it took me probably about 4 weeks to recognize what it looked like to enter food and what it looked like, to stay on track. But in general, I don't have to do that now. It doesn't mean that I don't ever do it, but usually I can eat intuitively because I know what it feels like to eat on keto. So my whole thing is, if you're like, hey, I need to lose weight fast, I get it. But I'm telling you, if you're 30, 60 days out from a goal or a place or a reunion or, whatever the vacation, whatever the issue might be, and you're just now deciding to crash diet and get ready for it, I mean, there are bigger things going on than the need to lose weight. This is a process that can mess with your head so badly, and especially women, we're bombarded every day with images and expectations and put on us by others and sometimes put on us by ourselves. And you have to take your life in your hands and say, I'm not gonna fall into this trap anymore. So anyways, don't give yourself 30, 60 days to take care of this. Give yourself some time. You know, we're still in January. Summer's still 6 months away. Give yourself some time to really adapt to keto eating and be, you know, when I say stringent, I do mean it. Stick to it. You do have to follow, you know, some general guidelines here, but trust me, they're worth it. And your sanity and feeling happy and those feel-good chemicals that you get from food, you'll get them. This is just, I don't know, this is just better. I just feel like if you've got this diet over here and it means, you know, cranky, mood swings, willpower, feeling tired, feeling drained, and then you have keto over here that's like, hey, butter, and you feel good and you're happy. I mean, is there really a choice? Yeah, there is, but I would choose butter and happiness any day over what was happening before. So that's my 2 cents about, you know, sticking in a certain amount of calories. Just because you're eating keto doesn't mean you're calorie free and you know, go to town and eat 3,000 calories worth of food. You know, it's still, and I actually dare you to be able to do that. It's difficult. Because you're getting so much fat, you feel good. You don't have the same overeating triggers that you have on a regular high carbohydrate diet. So anyways, I just wanted to point that out. Keto is, just because it's a slower process doesn't necessarily mean it has to be slow, and it doesn't necessarily mean you won't lose weight fast. Just because I didn't lose weight fast doesn't mean that you won't. You know, I have a sluggish thyroid, I have issues, I have problems losing weight to begin with, so I already start with the table stacked against me, and I'm still losing weight here. So, you know, take it for what it's worth. It doesn't mean that you're going, you know, that you need to do a different diet before you can do keto. That's not true. So anyways, best of luck to you all. I hope you have a great week ahead of you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.